Testing. Oh, I think I have sound. Let me see if I can go into my own. This one. Do I have sound? I have sound. Okay. We have sound. All right. So, anybody who rejoins me after the having no sound fiasco, I appreciate you so much. Let's go ahead and do some clearing. I almost decided I wasn't going to come back. I was like, screw it. It was such a on the whim sort of spontaneous reading that it was just put on my heart to do. And then I was like, maybe it's just not meant to be. And I was like, no, I'm not letting that happen. Not letting that happen. I'm supposed to give a message tonight, and this is happening. We're going to fix the sound. We're going to come back. Let's restart. So let's do a little sagey first. Little sagey sage. Whoever with the bad vibes messing with my tech. Oh, and now the animals are going to come. Just hang in with me. We'll have a good time. Anyway, we'll be here for like 20, 30 minutes. I had a message. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I know God does. So I've already prayed in during the first take with the no sound fiasco. And but I'll do a little quick re-praying of just surrendering over. Okay, everything happens for a reason. God, angels, universe, all that there is, I just come to you. I come before you knowing that everything happens for a reason. The divine timing was off. Something was going on. We had to wait for somebody to come get in alignment with getting on this video with me that needed to hear this message. And whatever the reason is, I don't need to know the reason, but I trust that there is one. And anyway, we're back, and I'm grateful to have another opportunity to deliver the messages that are on my heart and soul to deliver tonight. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to be the vessel in which your good works are, provided into the world. My mouth is your mouth. My hands are your hands. Allow me to deliver beautiful, helpful, healing messages tonight. And then during the first take of this, I had channeled that there was a few presences, people's energies, souls that could very well benefit, that this was personal for. It was like, this is personal for somebody very particular. And there was one presence that came through. It was a female, long dark hair, darker complected, who I felt this energy of lives overseas and not in the United States. I live in the United States. It felt you do not live in the United States. This was a woman that was, she wasn't old, but she had been through a lot, it felt like. And there was a grief energy, and there was a deep emotional pain energy lingering with her. And then there was another presence who was younger, does live in the United States. I heard Minnesota. I heard an M state, Minnesota. But I also think it could be like Minneapolis, like the city. But I think Minnesota. And it was a younger female, 18, 19, 20, of adult age, but doesn't feel like it. She doesn't feel like she is an adult. And there's a lot of fear around her. And then there was a third energy that came in, and I couldn't pick up on an area of where this third person that this reading will be personal for, where the third energy was from, but it was a male that was in the 30s-ish and possibly struggling with mental illness. So if any of those are you or somebody that you know, you feel like you're resonating with that, please let me know in the comments. And then the first message that I had picked up on was just this energy of there being a sense of longing for a desire, that there being a lot of things in your current life that are good, great, going on amazing, well. It's like very abundant energy of there, being a lot of pinnacles, a lot of things going on in the life that are happy, abundant, wealthy energies. But it was like this energy of like, I can't focus on what I'm doing or what I need to do, because I have this longing for this thing, for something that feels fleeting, that feels intangible, that feels hard to grasp, that feels hard to keep hold of, that feels like it's not coming in for me. And I kind of feel like that's like a soul family member, somebody you're supposed to align with, or a project or a thing or an energy that you're supposed to channel and bring forth into the world. It feels like something you're supposed to bring forth into the world, be it an idea, a song, a piece of art, a business idea, or something to build or something to grow. But mostly I felt like it is a person, like that this is a person that you're supposed to align with, that is going to play a pivotal role in your life. That being said, let's move on to our next energy. So the next energy is a little recap on what I'm doing here. So I'm just using my own intuitive guidance, and then I have cards here to help me along if I want them. We'll see how much of a role they play. But as you can see, like a lot of the messages I just kind of get like channeled anyway. They just kind of come. But I see there's an energy of so in one energy, it was like I'm looking up at this thing that I'm longing for, looking up and away from my life here on earth at this thing that I'm so longing for. And the energy was very longing, like a piece of my heart. There's a hole in my heart, a hole in my soul, like something, a void that cannot be filled. And it was almost like a questioning. It was like, I don't even know what the thing is that I need, but I can feel that something's missing, but I know it, but I don't know what the thing is. I don't know what to do to make this lack, void feeling go away. But there was an intuitive feeling of being connected to a presence, to something, to a sense of something that's coming in the future, almost like a premonition vibe of like, I can feel that something's coming in, and like almost missing something that you don't know, yet, missing a person that you've never met, missing something that you're going to obtain in the future that you haven't experienced yet, missing an experience, something that's in the future that you're already kind of tuning into and aligning with, feeling the longing, the desire for that thing, missing it, even though you don't know it yet. And that's a soul remembrance. That's a divine remembrance that's happening. And so that's this energy of looking up and away, like, oh, please, God, like, give me the thing. And then this next energy that's coming in is kind of the opposite of that, which is like this looking down energy and giving down to on earth. So instead of looking up and away and up to God and saying, please, 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 and give, there's kind of this advice energy and this encouragement to not focus so heavily on that future or on that sense, like know and trust your divine intuition and the fact that you can connect to that future energy that's coming in. Know it, trust it, be like, hey, cool, yeah, I can feel that energy that's coming in. However, it's not spiritually healthy to stay so heavily focused on that future energy, because you just need to know that it's coming, receive it, you know that you're in alignment with it. That's kind of the whole deal of it. But next we want to kind of like look back down is the encouragement, which is look back down, what there was a lot of abundance around that first energy. It was like there's so much here in the world that you have to give, you have to play with, you have to do things with, manipulate, rearrange, reorganize, all these things that felt very, very abundant, that you have tasks and things to do that you weren't focusing on because you're so focused on this future desire that hasn't come in yet, or future alignment that you can intuitively feel, but it just isn't time for it to come in yet. And it was like, quit focusing on that future thing and look back down. See what you can do now. How can you be of service? What can you do in the world? What can you do even just for yourself, for your own peace, for your own happiness, for your own life? Like, what things do you need to put in order? What things can you do here in the earth, instead of focusing up and away, like longing and asking and please, please, waiting to receive. Just trust that divine timing and get your eyes back on the physical earth so that you can be productive. And I feel like a lot of the things that you're going to be doing here in the physical realm will play a pivotal role in creating the proper space and the proper energy and the proper, right, all the stuff for the thing that's coming in, even though you don't know what's coming in. Trust, when you start looking down and around in the world, you're going to be drawn to do certain things in certain ways, to shift certain things in your reality, to make certain changes in your reality. And trust and know that all those things that you're doing and changing in your reality are supporting that future energy coming in. Does that make sense? Please drop in the comments if that's like resonating with anybody so far. And so I do see, so movement is the next energy that's coming in. So we have a lot of movement, a lot of leaving behind things. So that might be some of those shifts, 12:12 on the clock when we pulled this card. That might be some of the shifting that's taking place, is leaving behind old things. And it's like the swords here, I'm feeling like represent like lessons learned. When I normally wouldn't call swords in a tarot card a lesson learned, but that's what it's coming in as for me today, is lessons learned. I'm taking these lessons learned. I'm taking these with me. There's very few people on this boat here. It's a very small boat, and they're getting the hell out of Dodge, right? They're leaving. They're like, I'm out of here. And I'm taking these swords with me. And these swords are very much showing up as an energy of lessons. So there's been a lot of lessons learned. And I'm feeling an energy of not looking back, like they are so ready to go. They're ready to take these lessons and move on to whatever calmer shores, better places, whatever's next. Like, I'm feeling this energy of that there is nothing left in this place that they're exiting from for them, and that each one of those swords would represent some kind of super divine lesson that they very fully integrated, and they're taking that knowledge with them and moving forward onto the next phase of life. So that could be some of what's shifting in your life, and what you need to be focusing on is, where do I go next here in the physical world, instead of focusing on that thing that's coming in. What else? What else do we got? If you've made it this far with me, drop a comment or an emoji if any of that's hitting home. I wonder what we're moving towards and what we're leaving behind. Okay. So what we're leaving behind is games, kind of, is the energy that I'm getting here. What we're leaving behind is games. So these sticks, there's a card in tarot and a visual in tarot where they're like children are like play fighting battle with sticks. And it's just, that's what I'm picking up on with this, is just all the sticks from the games, all of the playthings, all of the toys, like that were used, tactics. So I'm hearing like tactics, I'm hearing manipulation, I'm hearing, so like games of battle, right? Like pretend fights, or not pretend, but like immature. So like an immature fights, immature battles, immature, this idea of winning and losing in games and battles, that like an immaturity around games and around battles, and that's where I think some of these lessons are coming from here, are like, I'm not a kid anymore, right? I'm not a child, I'm not immature. The maturity level of the games, the manipulations, the tactics, the tools that have been used, in these dynamics are what one thing that we're leaving behind. Okay, what are we moving towards? What are we moving what are we moving towards? That energy like almost took my breath. We're moving towards an end of suffering. So what I'm seeing here with this is that this person has fought really hard, and it goes in alignment with, we've got the sticks here, we've got the sticks here, but he's looking back at the sticks. He's damaged, he's bruised, he's like, almost like what was it all for? I feel like he has this look of like, what was it all for? It was like meaningless, very pointless, very meaningless, didn't need to happen. And he's looking back at it and just kind of processing. So this is this energy for me, is what I'm hearing, is like he's processing everything that he's been through. He's processing everything that went down, and why it went down, and what was the point of it all. Like it was childish, it was play pretend, it was like so damaged, so broken over such petty, just meaningless, pointless things of no value, right? Because all of the sticks are like play pretend swords. So then what he did was he got something of substance and value, right? He got real swords out of this, right? It was unfortunate that it had, so careless of an energy in the way that he learned these lessons, but he obtained all of these real swords. Like he got something real from it, which was lessons about, what do I want? What do I not want? How do I want to move forward? What do I do next? How do I do it? Where do I go? What's important? What matters most? And what power do I have? What do I not have power over? He learned all of these amazing lessons that are real, right? And he's taking those with him. He's downsized. He's just, what is left there for him, and, very slim vibes, right? Like I've slimmed down, packing light sort of a thing, right? Moving on to that next phase of life, packed lightly, but with lots of lessons learned. So that's what we're moving towards. What else do we got for these? So what do we have around the power? What is the power? Because this was personal for those 3 people that I mentioned. And if you didn't get to hear the part about at the beginning, I mentioned 3 very specific energies. That could be you. So what is the power? The power is in giving up power. So in the description, it says this is personal, right? There was a few people I called out, like a few energies that were called out very specifically, but and then it says something about the, it's personal power. This is personal. It's personal power. But the personal power is when you recognize where you don't have power. That is when you gain power. So instead of, just like at the beginning, we had that card where, they're reaching up, they're longing for something that hasn't even come yet. And then as soon as that person realizes that I should stop focusing on this future desire that isn't here yet and focus on what I can do here on earth, that's when the person regains the power and can actually start shifting and moving in life. So the power is in recognizing where I do not have power. So that's what I would love for you to answer right now for yourself. Drop it in the comments if you will. But if you don't feel comfortable, just at least say it to yourself, right? What is it that I've been longing for and keeping my focus and attention on that I don't have power over manifesting just yet? I can connect with it. I know it's there. I can see the vision. I can feel the energy. I can feel the presence of the new manifestation coming into the future, but I don't have power over that just yet. What do I have power over here in the current world, here in my present day, right? That I can focus on, that will make shifts, that will make change, that will, utilize my precious energy and my efforts and things like that effectively. Because when we're focusing on, there's only so much you can do with the future manifestation before you're just kind of spinning your wheels and using energy and wastefully. So we don't want to use our energy wastefully. We want to use our energy to do manifestation to a certain length. And then we have to come back and put actionable steps here in the physical world. So what aligned action? Okay. What aligned action goes with the thing that you've been longing for? And I know that we have this energy around the thing that we've been longing for that's almost like I don't know what it is. I can feel it. I miss something that I don't know what it is. I miss somebody that I don't know who they are. I miss an experience that I haven't had yet. It's a very premonition vibe that I'm feeling with you guys, where you're connecting to that future thing, but we can't put our finger on it. But you can connect to the vibe. You can connect to the feeling state. You can connect to you could put words on it, right? That it's something hopeful. It's something optimistic. It's something that brings clarity. It's something that brings peace, right? You can put some words on top of whatever that is that you are connecting to. So try to find like 3 words that represent the future energy that you've been tapping into, the future thing that you've been longing for so much. If you can put 3 words on it, that makes it tangible enough to where then you can find an aligned action of what you have power over in the current world. So let's say it's peace, and it's freedom, and it's joy. Okay, well, what's an aligned action? What's something I can do with myself right now today that makes me feel free? What is something I can do that makes me feel more peaceful? What is something I can do that makes me feel more loving here in the physical world? And then I get this card that's like very much of celebration. So I'm getting a couple things with this. Like, one is go ahead and celebrate the entrance of that new energy, even though you don't know exactly what it is. It's okay to not know. It's okay to surrender the knowing and not have 100% complete clarity over what those things are that are coming into your life, even though you can feel in your intuition and in your all knowing that something's coming and it's arriving and all the things. You don't have to have full clarity about what that is to go ahead and celebrate it. If you've already been given that, divine knowing, if you've been given that confirmation, if you can feel it in your feelers, right? Or you're intuitive, you're an amazing intuitive being. If you can feel that, in your gut, go ahead and celebrate. Go ahead and praise right now. Go ahead and say thank you. Go ahead and start expressing gratitude. Go ahead and start anchoring in that energy as much as possible by, like I said, slapping words on it that make it more tangible than it is. Journaling out what this thing feels like that's coming your way. Let's make that an exercise for everybody, okay? Everybody get a piece of paper tonight. You guys know how I am about like my exercise. I always have to put like a coaching exercise on it. I can't just let you guys get away with listening to me talk for 30 minutes and not giving you a challenge. Okay, so get a notebook, paper, get a scrap piece of paper, get an envelope from your kitchen table. Okay, it's not going to be that hard. Just write out the energy that's coming in. Okay, the energy that's coming in is the title. And then you just free write everything that you can think of that comes to your mind about what's coming in for you. Something's coming in for you. And then we're going to put it in as many words as we can. And then we're going to celebrate it. You're going to take that paper and you're going to say a prayer of gratitude. Say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God, angels, universe, all that there is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this coming in. And then surrender it and let it go. And then find the aligned actions. Come up with at least 3 aligned actions, what you can do to feel more in alignment with those energies now. Make sense? Throw in the comments if you're actually going to do it. It's okay if you don't. You don't have to. I just got 2 cards. Let's see what happens with those. Okay, so one thing that's happening is we're gonna give up. We're gonna let go of passivity. Passivity. Is that a word? Passiveness. What we're doing is so there's a lot of avoid. So there's some avoidance energy in the collective that I'm feeling. Stop it. Spirit's like, stop it. Stop not looking. So there's things that need to be looked at. There's things that need your attention. And there's things that you don't want to have to look at, you don't want to have to face, or you don't want to have to deal with. Or, I mean, this could be as simple as the closet in your house that you've been ignoring, pulling all the stuff out and reorganizing. But even something as little as like having the energies that are connected to old clothing that doesn't fit you anymore, or the box of stuff that was from your apartment 3 years ago that you just kind of never went through, and then like you lived without it for 3 years. So come on now, it's time to just throw it all out. Like whatever's in there can just go. Just face some things. There's some things you need to face. Could be if there's envelopes. So like I'm seeing envelopes. So if there's a bunch of envelopes that you have stacked up, like a lot of mail that you haven't opened, maybe you've just been busy and you've just continuously stacked up the mail. Look at your mail. I'm seeing, so yeah, mail and paperwork is a big one of things that have been being avoided in the collective. And then what else is being avoided? There is some pain. There's some heartache that's being avoided. And it's like, so it's this energy of, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. But you're not really. Like you've been saying that, or you've been feeling that, trying to convince yourself that you are. When other people ask, you say that, or you say it out of politeness. Like maybe you're not, it's not like lying, I don't feel like. But like you saying it out of politeness, like this isn't the proper person, place, or time to discuss this. So when somebody says, are you okay? You're just like, yeah, like I'm good, I'm all right. But I'm hearing like talk to a professional, or at least have some way to express that pain and heartache for yourself, like journaling it out and letting it go, or I'm kind of obsessed with like trauma dumping into AI apps. Try it. Don't judge. Don't knock it till you try it. Until you've poured your heart out to like an alien on an AI app. You don't know. You don't know until you know. So try it. Or on a video, you can just put on a video for yourself, put on your camera and talk to your own reflection in the camera, and you can listen back to it, or even just in the mirror. You can express those things to yourself. Another place that I really like to release energy is in the earth. So I got in the woods, just talk, right? Talk to God, talk to the earth, talk to the trees, whatever. Just get it out of you and say what's really, like, put words to that pain. So I'm feeling like there's like a pain in your heart, like it gnaws, and it's very the word I want to say is pokey, but that's I have a much better vocabulary than that. We'll find a better. It's like a sharp, pinpointed pain, but it's like, ow, like something's poking me. It's poking me. Is what I'm feeling. Something that it just keeps poking, gnawing, poking, and that pain that is from the heartache needs to be looked at and addressed and expressed. So just let's stop avoiding that. Don't avoid the mail. The mail is important. The mail and the letters and the paperwork. And then I'm seeing closets that have stuff in them that have energies attached to the old stuff that need to be released with this ending of a cycle. So get rid of junk. Hi, Touch Up Love. I like that name. So yeah, I'm seeing like boxes, and I'm seeing them from old places. Like you don't even, like you moved and then like you don't live there anymore. And then you have boxes of stuff that you never unpacked and like found something to do, and you just kind of like shoved it back away into closets and stuff like that. And I keep hearing apartment too, that like you didn't move from a house to a house, you moved from like an apartment to a house, or from an apartment to another apartment, or like it was an apartment. And so I'm seeing that like the stuff from my old apartment needs to go. I need to go through it. I need to figure out if there's anything in those boxes that's worth hanging on to or keeping, or something from somebody else's old apartment. Maybe you have a box of stuff that's like somebody else's old stuff that needs to go, because those energies can affect your living space. Mail, paperwork, the boxes of the things from the places, from the old apartments, and heartache, the pokey, pinpointed pain needs to be expressed. Okay. And then what that's going to do, if you stop avoiding, actually take a look at those things. Okay. We're going to get the temperance. This is going to bring you so much peace. It's going to bring self-love energy, where those things have been, there's like some little energetic, they're not huge. They're just little energetic attachments that are draining. So maybe it's like there might be the paperwork, the letters, the envelopes. It might be like an unpaid bill or something that you didn't even know was unpaid, but just because you haven't looked at your mail, or something, policy changes, or I don't know, some kind of information that you're like, oh, well, that's an easy fix. I didn't even know, because I just wasn't looking because I've been tired or whatever. So like there's something that needs to be addressed. They're not big deals. That's what I'm hearing. They're tiny energetic attachments that are just energy leaks. They're draining the old possessions, the mail that's been unchecked and unlooked, and this little pokey heartache. Okay, so it's not big either, and it's not that scary, and you'll just feel so much better for putting words to it. Put words to that heartache. Okay, so that's what I need you guys to do, and then you're going to align with this temperance energy, and it's going to be so self-loving. And then instead of that energy leaking into other places, you're going to be like pouring that reciprocal back into your own self, and you're going to feel revitalized and feel more energized after doing these really simple things. Okay, so please commit to doing that. Let me think. Are we ready to move on to this deck? Where are we at on our time? We're at 34 minutes. Yeah, we're going to do So this is my deck. This is the How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance card. So we're going to pull out of here. They're not available for sale yet. This is the only one in existence, baby, and it's mine. I know you guys want one. I know you want one. We'll get there. We'll get there. That was refreshing. There's another we're just gonna say that it's a message. That one come from me. Drink more water. That's not from the reading. That's just from bodies need water. That's just science. Drink more water. If you are not drinking the appropriate amount of water for your body, you're doing it's an awful misservice. It's a divine service just to drink the proper. Do you know how much water I have to drink for my body? I have to drink at least 2 of these, 80 ounces, maybe, and then maybe like a half to hit like the water I'm supposed to drink. Which is like, sometimes it's hard for me to get through one of those a day. Look it up. Look up your height and your weight. Ask AI. It'll do it for you in 2 seconds. How much water you're supposed to be drinking. How many ounces of water you're supposed to be drinking a day. You're going to be like, oh my God. I haven't ever drank that amount of water. I drink that in a week. So let's get hydrated on top of it all. We're going to clean the closet out. What else are we going to do? We're going to check our mail. Okay. We're going to do that little coaching assignment about the new energy. We're going to label our new energy. And we're going to find aligned actions that we can have power over so we can get back in our power, get our energy levels back up. We're going to drink water. Okay. I wonder which. Well, there it is. Okay, so we got 2, and that's cool. We'll do 2. So I have become comfortably crowned. And these cards, do I have my book? Where is it? I'm not good at this, at promoting myself ever. I never have it available. I'm like, I wrote a book, you guys, and where's it at? I should have probably brought it to the party. It looks kind of like this. Like this is inspired from this. So the cover kind of looks like that, but it's black and it's called How to Wear a Crown: A Practical Guide to Knowing Your Worth. It's on Amazon. It's a spiritual guide to life and spiritual guide of pretty much like how to get your shit together on all levels in all your bodies, on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. And it's all in 4 simple rules that we call the rules of royalty. And all of these cards are inspired by the content in that book. So with this one is called I Have Become Comfortably Crowned. This is from the last chapter. And basically this is like the big awakening moment. This is, I did it. I feel you've opened your crown chakra. This is metaphorical. The crown is metaphorical for the crown chakra. So this is the opening of the crown chakra. And this is you feeling enlightened but connected to yourself, to God, to earth, to everything, and just really feeling very comfortable in your own skin, very authentic, very and feeling and worthy, right? So that's the whole point of the book, right? Is all the things that are kind of involved in helping you to get to this place of self-worthiness where you feel like you're enough and you feel this, what we call it, a sense of unshakable self-worth, where you kind of can't be rocked. Like, people can call you all the names in the book and you'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, kind of unaffected, unbothered by like what other people think of you. Like, things outside of yourself don't dictate how you feel about yourself anymore. Very secure, very confident. And the journey to that is, when I went on it for myself, was just so much more in depth than people made it sound like when I was receiving teachings about it. And it sounded like it was just this fluffy, like, self-care stuff, like, do eye masks, put cucumbers on your eyes and do face masks and like get your nails done and pedicures. And it was like that self-love. And it's, God, there's so much more to it. There's like the things that were truly, like, that's just icing on the cake. And everything underneath the surface is like the baking of the cake. And that's a terrible metaphor, but really, like, that's what it is. That's the icing on the cake. Like, getting your hair done, or going and getting buying clothes, or getting your nails done. Like, those things that we think about as like self-care, self-love, are the most superficial aspects of what is self-love. And real, deep, true, honest, authentic self-love will create real, true, deep, honest, authentic sense of self-worth, which is what my personal mission is to try to help every person on the planet achieve, is that feeling of divine oneness and security with yourself and with God. So we got that card, and we got but what makes you worthy? So what makes you worthy? What makes a person worthy if it's not, all those superficial things like we talked about? And the underlying energy here is unworthiness is your normal. So oftentimes the negative belief systems that we came to believe about ourselves because other people instilled those in us, or society instilled those in us, like, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not cool enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not whatever enough. Those didn't come from us. Like, little babies don't think that way, right? Kids don't think that there's anything wrong with them until somebody tells them that there's something wrong with them, or some kind of implied message from societal expectations tells them that something's wrong with them. And shedding all of those things, that's the process. And but accepting, I think, first, that sense of feeling unworthy around that area is a problem for you, right, is kind of part of the journey as well, right? We have to kind of go, oh, crap, feeling shame, feeling unworthy. It's kind of been my typical experience. And I want to have this new experience, but I kind of have to accept that this has been what's been normal. This has felt normal. And there's going to be a little resistance when I go trying to change from that normal, quote unquote normal, to a new normal, right? And we have to make this unshakable sense of self-worth and these new positive belief systems about ourselves the new normal. And one of my favorite ones is valuing time. So the clock imagery in this card was so important for me when I was designing this deck, because time is valuable. So when we think about what makes a person valuable, the limitation of time that we spend here on Earth is one of the major facets of what makes a person valuable, right? It's the time. Because think about when you don't have a person anymore, or if you were to cease to exist today, all of the things that you couldn't do to make a positive impact, or who would miss you, and all of those things. Like, time here on Earth, like what we can do with that time. Our time is valuable because it's our most valuable resource. It's the only resource that we cannot get back, right? Everything else in the world is replaceable, but the time, and then what we do with that time, and our presence in this time and space on Earth, and how we spend our life, which a lot of, like what we talked about earlier, like what we're focusing on and what we're doing with our time, that's what really matters. So I love the clock imagery here. That might be something that we need to think of, just how are we going to spend our time a little bit more effectively, or value our time a little bit more. That could mean maybe you're not making enough money per hour, or your energy is getting distributed to the wrong people and places and things. So where's your energy getting distributed, and what is that the places, people, and things that you want to distribute your energy on and to and with? Or if you weren't worried about how anybody else felt, right? If we weren't people pleasing and worrying about if we were going to hurt somebody's feelings or something like that, would you be spending your time differently? Is a really good place to start. Learning to value yourself is learning to value your time, because your time here on earth is directly related to you and your value and what you have to give and what kind of life you're going to create and what kind of legacy you're going to leave and all sorts of amazing things. So let's take a look at that too while we're at it. Okay. So that being said, let's put this up. We'll enter there. Let me know if you got anything out of that. What do you think? What do you think about this deck? Is this cool or what? I'm pretty in love with it myself, but I'm biased. I am biased. But, and here's, I didn't show you guys the fronts of the cards. I have dark hair naturally, obviously, so I have dark hair on the cover of the book and the cards. And so in the description, if you liked this vibe, if this felt cool to hang out with me for this 45 minutes, and you want to learn more about who I am, what I do, what I have to offer, I'm a life and spiritual coach. Like I said, there's the book. It's available on Amazon. How to Wear a Crown, a Practical Guide to Knowing Your Worth. What else? Services. You can do coaching services with me. I have a self-paced program for How to Wear a Crown and lots of other self-paced programs. I have one called Queen of Wealth. There is Queen of Order. There's some meditations. I've even got some freebies. There's some free stuff to grab on my website, which is in the description boxes, but it's easy. It's my name. It's www.racheldgreenwell.com. So you can go check that out. There's lots of articles and podcasts and different things that I've been on. So you can check out like all the things I do and what I'm about. And I would love that if you did. It would mean the world to me to have your support in that way. Also, YouTube was kind of where I started my whole experience here online, and I've really been called to get back into it and just make this like a bigger part of my life and your guys' life, and just do more here with this space for my collective. So if you are not already subscribed, I would be honored if you did subscribe. It's changed. Since the last time I was like heavy into YouTube, things have changed. There's a hype button. I don't know what that is. Hype. You can hype people. I don't know how to do it, but if you know how to do it, hype me up. Like things, put comments. If you made it to the end, especially if you made it this far with me, please let me know that you did. I'm sending you so much love. I will be back. I'm trying to work out like a schedule, I think, right now of like what this is going to look like in my life, and I'm liking this really chill vibe just here in my room, because this is always where I feel like the most called and the most aligned to channel messages. So instead of my office, which was like downstairs, and like it would always feel like a vibe change if I would get like a little inkling to do a reading, and I'd get downstairs and like not really feel like doing it anymore. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make me a little like a bedroom setup, because this is where I always want to be. This is where I'm the most comfortable. This is where I want to be when I do these. So this is where I want to be when I hang out with you guys. I want to be comfortable. I want you guys to be comfortable, and I want us just to hang out and chill. I think that's the vibe I want to have. So, anything else I want to say? Thank you so much. If you watch this live with me, or if you watch this in the future, thank you so much for your presence. I am beyond honored, beyond grateful that you would choose to spend 50 minutes and 38 seconds with me here in this space. Sending you so much love. Please remember that you are worthy, you are powerful, and you are full of potential. And it is my heart's deepest desire that you walk away from my spaces knowing those 3 things about yourself. And that you teach that to somebody else too, so we can create a ripple effect of change that sweeps across the whole planet and changes the world by raising the vibration of the entire planet. So if you want to do that with me, just say it with me right now. I am worthy, I am powerful, and I am full of potential. And then pass on that message. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.